And here we go. So, welcome to today's live stream. I'm your host, Aaron the Ho. I'm here with my co host, Monty the Ho, and by the end of this, in 30 minutes, I'm going to give him a piece of this banana. And the other thing you might be wondering about is why am I wearing a tie? Now, I'm not wearing a tie because of the live stream. I was actually planning on doing this live stream about an hour earlier than it was, but I clicked the wrong time on the YouTube live stream. So I have a dinner to go to. I'm doing a celebration of achievement for the junior achievement team that I sponsor every single year. So I have to look nice, and I have to leave right after this live stream. So that's why I'm wearing a suit. But on to today's topic, augmented reality, which is basically, in my opinion, virtual reality's less attractive sibling. It's like the shorter, fatter version of a sibling, but the one that's going to be way more useful and probably make more impact in people's lives than the really attractive one. And why do I say that? Well, there is always a place, a place where there's an intersection of realities, in my opinion, is probably where a lot of good can come from. So that's kind of why I say augmented reality is virtual reality's less attractive, more useful sibling. Hey guys, Dodger Jack, how's it going? Support you. Are you high? Not high. What's this video about? Video about, it's in the title. I just spent a lot of time talking about what the video's going to be. How's it going, Pingu Newt? Cool. Oh. Anyways, let's and I guess before I've got a bunch of bullet points to go through. Augmented reality, for us, I think for me personally, it's not going to be a huge game changer. But I think for companies, it's going to be a big deal. Virtual reality isn't going to matter as much for businesses, but I think augmented reality is, and I'll elaborate on that in a few minutes. Now, if you're wondering what augmented reality is, it's basically anything, in my opinion. I don't know what the official definition is, but in my head, how I define augmented reality is basically anything that's stored in a computer that's represented in real life wherever I'm at. Right? So Google Glasses is a good example of augmented reality. There's a bunch of apps that allow you to use the camera and there'll be overlays, but they're all kind of crappy. That's augmented reality. The the concept of augmented reality, I don't think, is not familiar to most people. It is very familiar, especially for people who play video games, like the heads-up displays and all those first-person shooters that show you where the waypoint is, that show you your health. That is an augmented reality display, right? And so I think being able to take those ideas, those concepts, and apply them in the real life is going to be very, very lucrative for people who are looking for lucrative ideas. The Survivor, smash a phone. Yeah, alright. What does this do? Ah, a block. See you later. Noah Gerber, I'm pretty sure I responded. Finger Newt, it's the guy that was subbed to you when you had 8K subs. Daniel Sturridge. Cool, Daniel, thanks for sticking around. Right. Did give you a shout out. So let's keep going. I get lit. Well, Pokemon Go was one, right? Pokemon Go was a good example of augmented reality. It's probably the um, best example of it so far, I would have to say. But it's kind of died down. Like you don't hear as much stuff about it anymore. Right. On to the next point. So I'm going to talk about four more things, or no, three more things. I'm going to give maybe one or two personal examples of where I think augmented reality is going to be, a business example based on my experience as a suit and an engineer consultant. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is what augmented reality is going to kill in us. So, yeah, Hassan, yeah, it's virtual reality with a real life mix. It's actually, I think virtual reality is just a hyped up version of augmented reality. I think it's the other way around. But, for me, first thing that comes to mind with augmented reality, if I was to use it at home, is, doing like building IKEA furniture. Now, IKEA furniture is actually pretty easy to make to put together, because all the parts instructions are very simple. But say you're assembling a barbecue, being able to just, I don't know, download something into your glasses that shows you what parts to put in, and to tell you if you're putting in the parts in the correct manner or not. I think stuff like that's going to be very powerful. And instead of taking 4.5 hours to assemble a really fancy barbecue, it'll take you an hour, because you're visually getting step-by-step instructions on how to put the stupid thing together. So stuff like that, I think, is going to be very useful. Downloading. Say you want to build a bunk bed with a table in the bottom of it. Being able to download those plans, and then being able to go cut everything, go to your shop, and having the AI or whatever, the augmented reality set of glasses, tell you what pieces to cut in what manner, and to tell you if you're doing something wrong. I think it's going to be very, very important. So that's kind of a personal use case, I guess. What are you guys? Questions? Yeah. Finger Newt, how are you an affiliate for a company such as Amazon? I'm looking into it, but it looks hard. It's not that hard, Pingu. All you have to do is sign up. And it costs a lot to start. Pingu, it doesn't cost you anything to become an affiliate. Hassan, okay, you got any examples, ideas for entertainment systems? For example, PS4. Um, for the gaming stuff, like, I think people have spent a lot of efforts trying to figure out the virtual reality gaming portion of its augmented reality. I think it's going to be tough, because you still have to go outside, and the real world out there isn't completely game safe, we'll say, because there's cars going around that might kill you if you're doing something. Or on the flip side, you will have to be very clever in what you design as a game. Rich, ET, yeah, Monty is the star. Noah Gerber, I don't know what you want me to say. I've shouted out to you about 3 times now, so this is the last one. I'm giving you a shout out. That's it. Pingu, Newt. I mean, make a website that people view. You plan for the website, and it costs a lot monthly. If you want a good website, Pingu, yeah, it's going to cost you. I pay $100 a month for my web stuff, just to host the website. That's excluding all the tools and stuff that I use. So if you're on any sort of business venture, or whatever you're doing, it takes money to create money. Nestor Escobar, do you think the Odd Rocks community for the iPhone 6s Plus is a good case? No. Michael Kasunik, speaking of Amazon affiliate, is the only way you make money cases from. I make money 3 ways: Amazon affiliates, YouTube ad revenue, and website Google Ads revenue. The big one is Amazon. Kazunik, your site, or can I buy anything and you get money from it? Yes. So the moment you go to Amazon through my site, I think basically anything you buy over a span of 24 hours, I get credit. Amazon really just cares that I bring a shopper to their site. They don't care if they are buying whatever brought them to the site. They just want them on your site, you on their site. Have you tried the Dog and Bone Wetsuit Impact? Noah, check out my channel. I've got the full review for the Dog and Bone Wetsuit Impact for the iPhone 6 as well as the iPhone 7. All right, I'm going to talk about the business augmented reality example. And this one I've actually worked on quite a bit. Not recently, but when the iPad first came out back in 2010, I was one of the first people in Canada to get one of the original iPads, and I love that thing. I think my next live stream, I'm going to do a review of the original iPad, just for craps and giggles. But the coolest thing about that was that it was a big screen, and it had a GPS unit in it. And so I'm a geomatics engineer, and so basically all the math and the science that goes into Google Maps or Google Earth is the engineering that I'm part of. And so location as a way to organize information is something I'm very familiar with. And being able to take the GPS unit and create an app that allows you to view all the pertinent documentation at your very location is very, very powerful. And so being able to take that and put it into a set of glasses, I think, is going to be game changing for anybody working in like oil and field, any sort of facility stuff. So being able to look at a piece of machinery and being able to see that this parts have had problems the last time it was inspected, right? So you're able to view all that information quicker. And it doesn't always have to be the same person, right? If I was to look at the same thing over and over again, I get that experience in knowing which piece is going to fail or not. But being able to put somebody else in there new very quickly and just be able to show them what needs to be fixed immediately, I think it's going to be very powerful. And it's going to save time. It's going to save money. Pipelines. Most of my experience has been in pipelines, and pipelines they're not going to break as much. Fewer cleanups. Those get really expensive after a while, and fewer people complaining about pipelines, fewer people complaining about oil and gas, stuff that we actually do need a lot of. But though that's kind of a business perspective. Do you guys have any ideas like that? Give it a shout. Let me know in the comments. All right, let's go answer a few more questions. Hassan, add maybe a 360 camera on a VR that shows you the environment around you and add stuff to it and gadgets. That would be badass. That would be pretty cool. It'd almost be like driving down a city in a taxi cab, and just like as you're looking, just seeing stuff being projected on the windshield of a cab or an Uber or whatever. Like, this is great place to eat pizza. I don't know. It's a cool idea. Nestor Escobar, what's the best iPhone case for the 6S Plus? Because the Rhino Shield leather one is not available, and I don't like the bumper case. Nestor, if you go to my website, check out the top 10 cases for the iPhone 6, the top 10 guides. I think right up there would be the Thule Atmos for the iPhone 6s. The Spec Presidio or the Spec Candy Shell Grip is also very good for the iPhone 6S Plus. My dog's name is Monty. Live stream the next case you test. Jeff, that's difficult to do that because, well, I have no solid idea how to do that with the laptop and the camera and the lights. I guess I could. Maybe. I don't have any iPhones to break right now. I'm actually on the minimal amount of iPhones I can get by, but I'll consider it. Hassan, yeah, how exactly do you link this to augmented reality or machine? So, I'll answer your question, Hassan. So your pipeline is one big line, and they measure everything according to mileposts. So mile 0, mile at the end. And so companies spend lots of time sending people out into the field, and they walk these pipelines to make sure that everything is good, that trees aren't growing over the pipeline right away, that certain vegetation is preserved. And so being able to take a pair of glasses, being able to put up all the pertinent information. So, the last time we walked the pipeline right away, there were these trees, and now it's growing onto the right of way market. Or, these rare flowers, and yes, there are companies or pipeline companies are interested in the flowers that grow in the right of way. They are growing in this area now, they weren't before. So all that information as a person's walking along the right of way needs to be brought up. And most of the time, all these old guys, all the old farts, they have them on pieces of paper. And these pieces of paper, they're alignment sheets, and they're like 20 years old. They've had them their entire careers, and they keep marking them up, and they keep marking them up. So all that information being collected is being lost. And so a young guy, so when these old guys retire and these young guys go in, they don't have that same information, which is brutal. Like, it's brutal. The company pays all this money to collect this information, and it doesn't get shared. So augmented reality would be a way to communicate that information from the old guys to the young guys. Michael Kasunik, what are you working on reviewing right now? I am doing a review for this weekend. I'm doing my 161-day follow-up with the Apple EarPods. They're not around me right now. I'm also doing the top 5 waterproof cases for the iPhone 7. And I think there's one more thing I was going to do. I don't remember, but I'm planning on doing it. Yeah, those are the 2 videos that I think are coming out right now. And I'll probably do the review for the Moshi Napa / Chameleon, which is this thing. All right. Kevin, have you reviewed the OtterBox Defender for the iPhone 7 Plus? No, but I've reviewed the OtterBox Defender. I have the OtterBox Defender for the 7. I've done the reviews for the 6, 6 Plus, the 5s. It's a decent, tough case. You can't go wrong with it. It's big. The screen protector sucks on it. Dust is going to get between the cutouts and everything. But all in all, it'll protect your iPhone from a pretty massive drop. Mick, me kill self should me. Probably should not kill yourself and change your name, and then I'll answer your questions. Chuck Block, you say we at Mobile Reviews a lot, but I only see you. Do you have a team? I do not have a team, but every single time I talk about my brand, I refer to it as we. And in the videos after that, or after I say we, I'll say I. So when I refer to the brand, it's we. When I'm just talking, it's just I. Guys got M. Thanks for all your recommendations. They're always very useful. Glad you could use them. Noah Gerber, how old am I? I'm 35. I'm old to be doing this. Zach Barron, is the OtterBox Symmetry slippery? Yeah, it is very slippery. It is big and it is slippery. So the front portion of the case is quite rubbery, but the back will slide around very, very easily, which is why it only gets a 3.7, I think, on my scoring system. The extra size, especially when you put it on the 7 Plus, it makes the iPhone very, very bulky, and it slides around so much that it's a case that's not great. The best thing about the Symmetry is that you could do custom prints on the back through Zazzle. Oh, me kill myself should me. All right. Hey, watch this. Block. Bye. What's your favorite case? My favorite case? I've got a couple of them. The Uvitech Ergo, I do like using quite a lot. The Thule Atmos X4, love that thing. The Loopy case is probably my favorite case, only because it's just so damn useful. Incredibly useful. Have you tried Noah? Yeah, go check out my website. I've done a buttload of stuff for the Rhino Shield, for the 6s. Playproof tips, Jap Puke. Pretty sure that sounds racist, unless your name is really Jap and you're like, Puke. What was the playproof tip? Hey, Ice Planet RC, can I use a D brand skin with the Rhino Shield Crash Guard? I'm going to venture a guess yes, because the Crash Guard will stretch around the iPhone a bit, though there will be greater give along the sides. If you're planning on getting the skin, maybe not get one that wraps around. Like if you go to Decal Girl, you can do front and back prints and leave the sides exposed. That might help. Ice Planet RC. Phil Jones, have you heard of Mouse? Yeah, I've heard of Mouse. You should go check out the video that I did with their case. They say it's incredibly tough, and I think I'm the only reviewer on this planet that says maybe it's not as tough, because I break 2 iPhones from 6 feet in their cases. Would you review Navaja cases? I think someone's mentioned this before. I probably will at some point in time. Pingu, sweet. Glad you got those cases after watching my stuff. Kevin, do you like the gap in the Tech 21 Patriot? The gap on that case is pretty unbearable in my opinion. Do you feel the waterproof ability makes the iPhone 7 Michael Kasunik? No, I do not, because a little bit of water protection is great if you're going to accidentally drop it in the sink. But if I'm taking my iPhone snorkeling, there's no way I'm taking a naked iPhone snorkeling. First thing is, well, the iPhone isn't waterproof. It's water resistant. It's IP67, which is water resistance. IP68 is fully waterproof. So this catalyst is IP68. It's fully waterproof. The iPhone's IP67. That's the second reason. And elaborating on the first reason is, I've been knocked over by a wave one too many times and have my iPhone kind of go flying out of my arm. If I didn't have a case strapped to my arm, I'd lose an iPhone. Jan Babenskin. How are the OtterBox cases? Out of the Symmetry, Defender, and the Commuter, the Commuter is probably the one that I would use if I had to use an OtterBox case. The Symmetries are great, again, because you could print stuff on the back of them. The Defender is great because it's pretty tough. But there's a lot of better cases out there. But getting an OtterBox case is a safe bet. As much as I like to rag on them, I think they probably do the best job in terms of testing their cases, or most transparent about it. So my wife just got home, so Monty's gonna go say hi to her. Um, Hey Rubio, I bought the Tools X4, but it's a problem for me when you touch the case at the bottom. It's not rigid and you move a little bit in the screen protector. I don't know if you understand what I say. I think I do understand. You're saying that this piece right here is flexible. It's not an issue though, I don't think, because when you drop it, that part of the iPhone isn't going to make much contact, and as long it's going to be the corners that hit whatever is going to hit first. Kevin, yeah, that makes sense. The debris gets in the cutout, and that's kind of the same issue with the OtterBox Defender. Is that there's all these cutouts and stuff gets in between them. I had 10 more minutes before I got to go. The last thing about the augmented reality is so all these things you could put them, program them into your glasses, and it'll tell you how to do things way quicker, way easier. Um, I think the last thing it will, or the thing that I am concerned about, is that it will kill creativity in the sense that when I cook, I'll start off with a recipe, but the more I make whatever I'm cooking, the same thing, I stop using that recipe and I start adding things based on how I'm feeling. And so I think a lot of the great discoveries or things that we improve on, we stumble upon accidentally. So being constantly told how to do things is going to reduce the ability for us to be creative. And I think more now than ever is that we need to have creativity kind of ingrained to our heads. We need to use creativity to solve problems because there's just so many things out there that need to be changed, and you need that creativity to solve that problem. And so doing the same thing over and over and over again will get you the exact same result, but if that result is not great, then that's a problem. So that's all I got for augmented reality. It's something I'm very excited and very keen on doing more stuff with. Maybe from a business perspective. I don't think there's going to be a lot of AR products to review in the near future, and I probably will do them in the near future. But that's it for the AR stuff. Back to the questions. How many iPhones have I lost snorkeling or swimming? None, because I put them in waterproof cases and I strapped them to my body. That was Hitori Shamishku. Well-trained dog, mine, Sever, never sit like that. Tony, I don't think I did a great job training my dog. That's just my dog. Monty just, when I went to pick him up, there was 5 dogs put in front of me. 4 of them ran around. One of them took a crap, and Monty just sat there and looked at me. That's just the kind of dog Monty is, I think. BMW Minhas, what do you recommend for an iPhone 7 Plus rugged case for the iPhone 7 Plus? I'd still go with the Thule Atmos X4. It's relatively slim. It's tough. The screen protection is great. The screen protector is very usable because it's an adhesive, so it will stick. So you won't have the same problems like you would with an OtterBox Defender, which it's not adhesive, and then dust gets between the screen protector and the iPhone because of the adhesive. It keeps it all out, so your screen stays clear for a very long time. When is the review for the Ghost Ike Atomic coming out? I'm going to say this weekend. I really have to get that out. I've been really dragging my feet on it because it's been such a painful case to review. The case itself is fine. Ghost Tech did sponsor me an iPhone for it, but they gave me one that I can't use. And so I've been trying to figure out how to use it. I can't because it's tied to T-Mobile and they bought it off of eBay. So it's just been a hassle. And the moment something becomes a hassle, I stop caring about it because there's just 100 other things that aren't a hassle that I could do. Why did you block my other accounts? Me kill self should be. I did ask normal question. You're kidding, right? You swore at me, and you're wondering why I blocked you. Seriously. AR is exciting. It is exciting. Ice Planet RC. Zach Barron, would you trust the spec Prezio to get from every 3-day feet if you had a tempered glass screen protector? Yeah, Zach, that's basically that iPhone would have survived the 10-foot drop if there was a screen protector. The screen protector would have been toast if it was glass. If it was plastic, it would have been maybe okay. But with a screen protector spec steel grip, you could drop from 10 feet without any issue. Noah Gerber, would I upgrade to the 7 or should I stay with the 6? I'm actually planning on doing a video for this. I would upgrade the 6, depending on when you got the 6. If you got it earlier in the product cycle, then it's definitely worthwhile getting the 7. But if you just got it right before the iPhone 6s, maybe hold off a little bit. I think going from a 6 to a 7 Plus, I would definitely upgrade to the 7 Plus because the camera is that much better. But between the 6 and the 7, I'm still trying to figure out what that line would be in order for me to say to go do an upgrade. Marvensky Jean, what do you recommend as a waterproof case for the 5S? I still want the fingerprint reader. For the 5S, I would probably go with a. I don't remember how I rated the waterproof cases for the 5S. The Catalyst, I think, was still a good choice for the 5S. If not the Free over the Nude. Oh, for the 5S, if you could get your hands on one, the OtterBox Preserver was quite nice as well. Big, but quite nice. Michael Kasunik, how do you charge your iPhone and play music in the car? You use an adapter? I use a Bluetooth adapter. So I bought a Griffin iTrip. I've got that plugged into my car all the time. Where's Monty? Monty went to say hi to my wife. Is Mate swearing? No, Mate is not swearing. But there was the previous ones where you actually use the F word. Bruce Wayne, if you could give all cases one feature, what would it be? By the way, love your channel and vids. If I could give one case, I would put a loopy on every single one of these cases. Oh, right. Sorry, Avish, and Backskin. I did. No, you're right. You're not the one who swore, man. You're the one who wanted to kill yourself as your name. I do apologize for making that mistake. But it was because, no, you said something else that I didn't quite. Still gonna leave you blocked. Um, how many phones have I broken over my YouTube career? It's dozens. I've lost count. Dozens. How good is the CDO OBEX? It's not great. So I am going to stay on for another minute. Get your questions in. Thanks. I bought one off of Amazon called Mace Tin, and it cuts out all the time. I've actually kind of noticed that with all the Bluetooth stuff I have, is that it just randomly drops. Especially in the co-work place that I work at. I think because there's just so many Bluetooth devices there, everything's just emitting Bluetooth. Yeah, I don't know. Just something I've been trying to figure out. I can't put my finger solidly on it. You should start doing an unboxing series. I don't see the point of unboxing. I know they're very popular, but they bother me because I don't see what the value is from me taking something out of a box. Because if I'm taking something out of the box, that means I'm going to use it. I'm more interested in what that thing is going to be used for rather than just what it looks like out of the box. Noah, I don't have the Nintendo Switch. I haven't bought a single console since the PS2. I'm a PC gamer. Have I tried the Lumi case? The ones that have lights? I've seen the Lumi case. Oh yeah, maybe I'll do a review on that video idea. Thanks for that, Jamie Alvarez. What's my favorite phone? The favorite phone is going to be the 5S. I like that size, or the SE. No, not the SE because it's got old iPhone 6 guts in it, or 6S guts in it. I like the 5S. when I first came up with the touch idea and was just a little longer, it still worked really well in my. Have you tried the Griffin Survivor? Yes, tried the Griffin Survivor a lot, Noah. Go to my website, go to my channel, just search Griffin Survivor, and you'll see me drive over a car with it. So that's kind of it for today's live stream. Thank you for sticking around, guys. I'll do it again next Wednesday, and I'll post the schedule a little earlier than I did because I forgot about it, that I was supposed to do these things every week now. Thanks for watching, guys.